You got a lot of work to this.
Yeah, I've definitely got my work cut out.
In the repair shop today.
I noticed from this SAS badge and logo here, it says who dares wins. Well, I'm going to dare now.
Brenton battles a steely adversary.
Sounds a bit savage, but I'm going to drill into the head, drill into the neck.
While optical expert Richard...
Oh, golly, you can see there are two tiny little elements there.
Finds himself working in miniature.
It's the smallest one I've ever seen.
The first visitor of the day is Vicky Oakes, clutching a treasured reminder of a very dear duo.
Hello.
Hi.
How you doing? I'm Jay.
I'm good, thanks. I'm Vicky.
OK. What have you got for us?
I've brought you a clock.
A clock?
Yeah.
Hold on. Steve, do you mind joining us?
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
That's a nice clock, that is. Where did you get it from?
So this clock belongs to my parents.
OK.
They met in 1945 and married in 1946, the day after my father's 16th birthday.
16th birthday?
The day after my
16th birthday. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. But they met ballroom dancing and they competed in amateur ballroom dancing championships all through the sort of 40s and 50s. And this clock was given to them as first prize in a dance competition in Austria in 1959.
They were proper good then.
Yeah, very good.
They competed in and around the UK as well as, you know, Europe.
Yeah.
And if it was a local competition, they didn't have very much money, so they had a tandem bicycle with a sidecar. And they would put my sister, then a baby, in the sidecar and cycle to these competitions. And my mum would have her dress on, which were all, you know, the tulle net thing, yeah.
On a push bike?
Yeah, and she would have a massive elastic band and she would tie it around the bottom of the dress and then like hitch it up, going off to these dance competitions.
And is Mum and Dad still with us?
My mum is. In fact, today is her 93rd birthday.
Really?
Yeah. She has dementia. Quite often she'll say, oh, I'm absolutely exhausted. Me and your dad, we were dancing all night.
Bless her.
So it was something that she really, really loved. My dad passed 5 years ago. When my father died, we sold the house. And there were a lot of trophies in the house, but none of them were really in very good condition. This was always on the mantelpiece in the family home. So this is really the only thing that I wanted to keep. I remember it working when I was a child, but I've not seen it working since my early teens, I think.
What would you like the clock to look like? Do you want it to look as they got it the first time?
I mean, it would be nice, obviously, if you could get it working.
Yeah.
And it obviously probably needs a good clean at 60 years old.
Yeah.
There's an inscription on the top, it's in German, which is sort of pretty much worn off.
OK.
If you could read the inscription, if that was clearer as well.
Think we could do that, Steve?
I'll wait and see what I can find inside, and hopefully I'll be able to repair it.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
The intention is obviously to pass it down, because I think stories like that, they get lost, I think, if they're not retold.
Yeah, definitely.
And I would love to be able to take it to show it to my mum.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Vicky, thank you for bringing the clock in, and tell Mum happy birthday from us.
Oh, we will do. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Take care now.
Thanks.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Wow, that is heavy. God blimey. Look at that.
It's beautifully made. It seems quite a strange prize to be given to someone for a dancing competition. I guess dancing's all in the timing, isn't it? So maybe a clock is appropriate. At first glance, I can see a little bit of rust right in the centre of the hand there, which slightly fills me with dread. There are some of the knobs and winders missing on the back. I'm hoping that there might not be too much wrong with it. It might just be that they're missing, and that's the reason it's not working. I can't see any rust in there, which is fantastic. I can see that the rest of the mechanism is really dirty. So what I'm thinking is that it'll need a jolly good clean. Then what I need to do is strip the case down, and I'm going to polish it and re-lacquer it, and that'll look absolutely beautiful. The other thing I need to do is go through all my spares and find out a new winder for it as well. All right, let's take it out of the case.
Outside, a new arrival. Iain McPherson has come from Glasgow with a reminder of a heroic past that will test the mettle of silversmith Brenton West.
Hello, hi.
Hello there.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I'm Dom.
I'm Ian, pleased to meet you.
Ian, what have you got? Let's have a look.
It's
Word.
an SAS statue without a head. My dad got it, he was in the SAS, in the original SAS, and he got it for it was the 50th anniversary. He left me this after he died in 2002, and unfortunately it suffered a bit of damage.
Yes.
We were decorating and the head got knocked off, so...
Oh, you've got it.
brought
you have
these
it?
parts, yes.
Oh, I bet you're relieved.
Yeah, just a bit.
It's been wounded in action.
It certainly has, hasn't
Certainly
it?
has.
Yeah. When you say your father was in the original SAS,
Yes.
what do you mean by that?
He joined the army as soon as he could in the Second World War. And then he volunteered and he joined the SAS when it was formed. The Special Forces, they do a lot of fighting behind enemy lines. In my dad's case, he was over in Greece quite a lot in the Aegean, and they'd done raids on German airfields and such like.
Right.
And trying to liberate the Greeks. And while he was there, he got wounded. The Greek resistance found him and took him away, and they actually, he had 3 bullets in his leg, and they actually cut his leg off on a kitchen table.
Cut his leg off.
Yeah, because he was losing blood, and they thought it would be best to do this. He never spoke about it. He was very, very modest. He always said it was his job. So that was it. Top secret.
You quite find that with true heroes. They don't like to
Okay,
talk about it, do they?
Oh, he's got medals. He's got mentioned his dispatches from the king for bravery.
And he would never show you, never talk about
No,
them?
he wouldn't talk about it. And when we asked why he got the mentioned dispatch for bravery, he would say it was for eating the food out of the cookhouse. So that was the kind of guy he was, you know. When he came back from war and he got married to my mother, he became an electrician. And he worked all his days, electrical engineer, up and down ladders with one leg. Everybody said he was a great guy.
Yeah.
That's why it means a lot.
Of course.
Can upset.
Oh, bless you. Yes, I can see it. That's an amazing history.
He never complained. He just got up and got on with it. The whole family thought my dad was a hero, so I thought I need to get this fixed for him. Because they all loved him.
You haven't even attempted to try and fix it yourself?
Oh no, I don't think that justifies what it means to us.
Well, Brenton, what do you think?
Obviously, the head is missing. What else has happened?
The head's missing and there's some damage round here at the,
Oh,
the
right, I
back
can
of the
see
book,
the-
so all the small parts
You've
are
got
in
those
there.
parts there, have
Yep. Well, most of them, I think.
you? Okay.
It's like an heirloom, but it's my dad's memory as well, so it'll mean a lot. Not just to me, to my kids, my wife, my sisters. Everybody really thought a lot of my dad.
I'll do my best for you.
Thank you.
He's in safe hands, I promise.
Oh yeah. Safer than my hands anyway. Thanks again.
See you
Thanks for your
later.
time. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
My word.
Counting the pieces, making sure it's all there, are you? Yeah.
Well, the head's the most important part.
Yeah.
Right, I'll get this over to my bench then.
Good luck.
I thought that this was pewter, but on closer inspection, I see that it's actually cold cast resin, and the outside surface is actually resin with metal powder in it, which makes it look like metal. And it had me fooled, and the only reason I know it's not metal is I can see where they've topped the mould up with non-metallic resin in the middle. I've got to clean it up a bit while the head is off. I've got to reattach the head and colour in around the neck where my joint is. Iain said that most of the pieces were in the bag, so let's have a little look and see if I can piece this little jigsaw together. So the big bit, I hope, goes there. That's good, that one fits in well. And that's quite good because it's a curved bit. Maybe this will go in there. Yeah, that piece goes in there. That's good. This is looking a lot better now. Yes, that goes there. So that's all the bits I've got. So I think what I'll do is I'll glue these pieces into place and then make up the rest of it with some epoxy putty and mould that to the shape, and then I can colour it afterwards.
There's more metal mastery over on Steve's bench. He's leaving the clock cleaning fluid to work its magic on the dancer's prize clock case, while he delves into the mechanism.
There are so many parts in this clock that are really, really fine. And just the slightest amount of dirt on those fine pieces can stop a clock. One of the things about working in the barn and working on really small, fine items like this is that things can ping off, and trying to find them in here could be a nightmare. So the pressure is really, really on when I'm doing something like this. I'm just popping some of the parts of the mechanism now into these baskets. And then I'm going to pop them into the ultrasonic cleaning machine. I'm using this way of cleaning these small parts because the larger parts are easy to take out of the clock cleaning fluid and brush up with a brass brush or some wire wool. This way it just cleans up the fine parts without having to do anything physical to them afterwards. What it's doing is the high frequency is causing little bubbles to form under all the dirt and grease, and it just removes it. Good, I'll leave that fizzing away for a little while. It's doing all the hard work. Just taking the parts out of the clock cleaning fluid, and it's successfully loosened up all of the lacquer, so I'm just gently rubbing it off with some fine wire wool. I'm being very, very careful to follow the graining because I don't want to damage that at all. I'm pleased with that. Right, this is the one that I'm really hoping comes up very, very well. It's the one with the engraving on. I've never been much of a dancer, and my parents were incredible dancers. They used to jive all the time, but they never passed it on to me. That is coming up really well. Once I've lacquered it, I'll have got the balance just right. That's great, I'm happy. Got to that stage now where I'm getting the clock back together again, and I hope once I get it all together it's going to tick nicely. So I've got a lot of the mechanism back in now. I'm just putting a plate on top of here to hold it all together. Just got to make sure that all the teeth are in the right place. I'm just making sure that all the pivots are going to go into the pivot holes before I push the plates completely together. That's great. All the wheels are meshing beautifully and are really spinning smoothly. I'm very relieved that I haven't lost any of the parts in this dusty old barn because that would have been a nightmare. And I know this clock is going to tick away merrily. And there we've got the alarm going as well, which means that this clock is working with the slightest amount of power going through it.
A third mysterious little box has arrived at the barn. This one belongs to Alison Ward and her son Alex.
Rich.
Yeah.
He's chatting away. Come on. Let's have you over here, son.
Excuse me.
Optics expert Richard Biggs has his eyes on this prize.
What do you want?
I want you to be here. That's what I want.
Right.
How are you doing?
Oh, yeah.
You all right? Who you got behind? Hello.
Hello,
You all
hello.
right? Hiding behind him.
I know, it's tall.
So, let's have a look what you got in the box.
I've got a little microscope that
Wow.
was my father's. He used it all his life.
Yeah.
And then when I was growing up, we used it with my two sisters as well.
I've never seen anything so
No,
small. That's tiny, isn't it?
It is.
So what did you use that for?
Well, I'd go and look on the windowsill and see what dead insects there were there.
Yeah.
And we'd dissect them. So we'd look at bees, we'd look at their wings, their legs.
Really? With
And
that?
Yeah, honestly. Sometimes if I went down to the stream, I'd come back with a glass jar. He'd put a drop of water on the slide and then you could see what was in that drop of water. So for something so
Wow.
small, it really was quite good.
Some of my earliest childhood memories are using this with my grandfather, who
Right.
must have been about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So your dad got given this. When was he given it?
He was about 6, so this was about 1933.
Okay.
So
Who gave it to him?
His father, so my granddad. He was an engineer.
Yeah.
So he encouraged any sort of knowledge, learning, curiosity.
Right.
My father then became an engineer as well.
Okay.
So he travelled abroad. He lived in Kuwait and Zambia, where I was born. And this is the only thing that he took with him. He wasn't a sentimental man, but I think it was just a reminder of his past and times spent with his dad.
Right. What job did you then do?
Well, I went into nursing. Maybe that's something to do with that kind of
Yeah.
curiosity about how things work, how your body works.
Yeah.
He planted the seed.
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Great-grandfather
Yeah.
was an engineer, then
Yeah.
your father was an engineer.
Yeah.
What have you become?
I guess I've become an engineer of molecules. I work in life sciences and I'm currently studying why HIV becomes latent.
Wow.
And we use plenty of microscopes, although they've developed over time, I can tell you that. So I guess this is the first microscope I used, and I've used many since.
Okay. What's actually wrong with it? Is it...
Well, you can't see through it, for one thing. The optics
Yeah.
seem to not be working at all.
Yeah.
The brass hooks here have come off, and then this is the mirror, which is damaged as well, so...
And the focus is just push and pull. That
Yeah,
top
literally,
sleeve.
just... Yeah, yeah.
So that needs to be smooth.
Yeah. It's quite a nice little thing to then pass on, because Alex has now had our first grandson, so he's now had Lenny.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right.
So we'd like that to then
Passed
be
along
passed
it.
on again.
Okay.
This was just part of my memories of my dad,
Yeah.
inspiring me to keep being curious with life and hopefully passing it on to my children.
Have you ever worked on a small one like that?
No.
Did you?
No. I'll have to use Steve's trick of 2 or 3 pairs of glasses
Yes, please.
to actually be able to see what's happening.
Yeah,
Give it a go.
thank you.
Thank you for bringing this in.
Okay,
you
thanks
guys
so
take
much,
care now.
honestly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, this is a student's microscope. Quite simple, but it does the job. It's the smallest one I've ever seen. The important thing is, can you see through it? And the answer is no. So the lenses look to be in place, but they're very dirty. There's 1 or 2 in the top. There'll be another couple in the bottom, and then there'll be, yes, there are 2 more right in the middle. They don't look too bad, which is lucky. Oh no, looks like a dust storm. That is not surprising, considering it was made in about 1920 something. I'd rather not take the lenses out because they are so tiny, they're going to be very delicate, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to because that is actually dirty inside. There we go. Oh golly. You can see there are 2 tiny little elements there which need to be cleaned and put back in the same order, or or it won't work properly and I shall be in trouble. There's going to be 6 like that, which is going to be interesting.
Preparing to do battle with the SAS bookend, Brenton.
I noticed from this SAS badge and logo here, it says "Who dares wins." Well, I'm going to dare now. This head's got to be back on this body and it's got to be strong. I'm going to use a brass pin, which I'm going to cut, and I'm going to drill into the neck, drill into the head. Sounds a bit savage, but this will give it some strength, and use this as a splint to hold it in place, and it will probably be stronger than it was when it was first made. Hopefully this pin will fit in here. Okay, that's that one done. Now I've got to drill a hole in the head in a similar manner. Head's looking really good. I don't know if I need to take just maybe another millimetre off of that. What I'm aiming for is to get the head sitting in position without any glue. And I know that if the head sits in the right place without glue, as soon as I put glue on, that'll be fine. This head's gone on perfectly. It's sitting there with no glue, perfect. So now I need to take it off, get some glue down in the hole, glue up into the head, put him back in position and let that set.
Leave it out. Yeah. No, that's class, isn't it?
Yeah.
How are you getting on with that bookend? It looks like you've got the head on.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Have you found all the pieces in that bag?
No, there's a few pieces missing. I've got the 4 important pieces that set out the shape, and I can fill in the missing bits with some epoxy putty.
There's nothing you can't handle.
No. I've got some 2-part epoxy filler here, and it needs to be mixed really, really well. When it all becomes the same colour, I know that it's mixed correctly. It's nice and flexible. I can push it into the joint, and then once that's set, I can colour it so it's the same colour as the book. I'm going to put a little bit of masking tape on the book so that the filler doesn't go into places where I don't want it. This way I can just pull the tape off and it'll be clean underneath. I had an uncle who flew in the Second World War, and he was a pilot, and I think he trained pilots as well. And I can understand the pride that Iain has in his father and his achievements in the war, because I had the similar sort of thing in my family. I've got the majority of the epoxy putty in these broken joints. I just need to let that set, and then I can colour it, and hopefully no one will ever know it's been broken.
tripping the light fantastic after a successful repair, Steve must now plunder his cache of spare parts for the final finishing touch.
I do need to find another alarm winder for the mainspring. I've got a whole drawer full of winders here. All clockmakers have got this drawer. See, that's a bit loose. It is a left-hand thread, which it needs to be because the mainspring winds anti-clockwise. So if it was a right-hand thread, every time you went to try and wind it up, the key would just come off. That's winding up nice and smoothly. And that's a really healthy tick as well. Quite nice to wind up a clock that hasn't been wound for decades. I'm sure Vicky's going to love this. Right now, I just need to get it into the case.
This clock was awarded to Vicky's parents for their prowess on the dance floor over 60 years ago. Today, she's hoping the clock's timing is just as precise.
Looking good, Steve.
It is, isn't it?
You happy?
Yeah, really happy.
Good. How you doing, Vicky?
Hi, I'm good, yeah, thank you, yeah.
You excited?
Yeah, I'm really excited. Can you tell?
Just a wee bit.
Yeah, I know.
Bless you.
I'm just really looking forward to seeing what you've managed to do.
Okay. Shall we?
Yeah.
Go on, Steve.
Oh my God, wow. Oh my God, it looks like new. That's absolutely incredible. Oh wow, how the lettering's come up on the top. That's amazing. I don't understand how you've done that really without damaging the lettering. Oh, I can hear it ticking. Oh my God, so it's working. I can't believe it's working. That's so fantastic. Thank you so much, honestly. Can't thank you both enough, I really can't. It's absolutely incredible. So I'm due to go off in a couple of weeks and see my mum, and I will absolutely definitely take it. And I think, especially now that you can read the lettering on top, I think that will really hopefully bring back some memories for her, which will be amazing.
Oh, that'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, my dad would be so delighted that we've got this, you know, forever now.
Yes, yes.
I'm going to keep hold of it for as long as I can.
Okay.
But, you know, it will go down through the generations.
Vicky, I'm sure you want to get this home, don't you?
I do, I can't wait.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
thank you.
Well, thank you for bringing it in.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been lovely to meet you both. Thank you.
You take
Bye-bye
care
now.
now. Oh, another happy customer, eh?
Yeah.
It's so shiny and glitzy and glamorous, and of course that was really reflective of what it must have been like to be ballroom dancing in the 50s. It's full of memories of my mum and dad. And it's a beautiful way to be able to tell the stories about them and to keep their memory alive.
It's been the most delicate of operations for Richard, meticulously removing a century's worth of dirt from the Microscope's 6 tiny lenses.
These lenses have cleaned up surprisingly well. So they're all ready to go back in. That's the bottom set gone in. I have polished that up a bit. Then the top one, again, well pleased with that. So that's in. That's working. So now that brass will probably polish up quite nicely. Just get that tube out of the way. Just gently. This pen is actually an eraser, a rubber that you use for graphic arts people. It's tiny little fiberglass in a tight little group. This is something I've used for a long time. Not sure where I learned it. I've been doing this too long. My memory's going. But it does work very well. It doesn't damage the surface, but it takes all the dirt off. It needs to look good as well as work well. I guess it makes him a little more proud of using it and pleased to be able to show it to other people, this 100-year-old tiny microscope. So all the metalwork is now nice and shiny. I was really wondering whether I might have to try and find a new mirror, but no, just clean that up. The little pin that goes into the base of the microscope, that's a little bit squidged together. That's the technical term for it, so that the mirrors can flop all over the place when you're trying to get it to reflect the light. So I've got to open up that slot slightly, but only gently, because if it goes too far, these tiny bits of metal will break off. I think that's opened it up just a touch. Right, I'll just try it to see if the adjustment is enough. No. This is where I've got to be so careful. If I go too much, I should be in trouble. I'll try it again. Yes, that works. So I can adjust it and it stays there. Yeah, it's looking good. So what I've got left to do is make the two clips to hold the slide in place. I've managed to find some strips of metal that actually were used to hold prisms down inside a binocular. This has got to be bent so that it forms a nice little curve. So it's got to go down and back up again. Maybe I've got to heat it to make it a bit softer. Yep, that broke. So that shows I've got to heat them. So by heating it up, it should now soften it enough. Let's see if it'll bend. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I had quite a good microscope at home with the different eyepieces and the lamp and everything, and I've given it to my granddaughters for them to play with, so they shall have fun as much as I did, looking at things, mostly drops of water from the pond or the stream. Right, that one looks to be okay. Let's try it. Tiny bit long, but I can shape that off a little bit, but it looks as though it's going to put the pressure on the slide sufficiently. Got one more to make, and then give them both a lick of paint so they look posh.
Action man Brenton is soldiering on with his repair of the SAS statuette. He's about to find out if his efforts to replace the broken parts have paid off.
The head is secure and absolutely spot on, so that's one thing I haven't got to worry about. The epoxy filler at the back has set. I need to now paint it silver. So it's just a matter of just touching it in so that you don't see the epoxy filler. That's the silver painted on there. So as soon as that paint's dry, I can put on a black patinating wax. So it matches the aged look of the bookend. You can see on the head where there's highlights where it's silver and lowlights when it's dark. That's the aim. I'm just going to use a rubber glove and put it on with my finger. Hopefully, we can match the original look of the book. So that's looking really nice. Got to let that dry, give it a polish, and then give it back to Iain. I don't think he's going to be able to see where I fixed it.
This bookend served as a proud tribute to the man it was awarded to, but several breakages needed Brenton's expert service.
It's looking good. Well done.
I think we're all right. Hope so. Back together.
Yeah.
Now Iain is back to collect the statue that reminds him of his father's bravery with the SAS during the Second World War.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello,
Hi
Ian.
there.
How have you been?
Good, yes, yourself?
Yeah, very good. Nice to see you again.
It's hard to stay back and not try and open this up, but I'm excited, yeah. I just feel, if I don't get this fixed, I would have let my dad down. It's kind of in his memory, so...
So, are you ready, Ian?
I'm ready, yes.
Okay.
Back to his old self. Gee whiz. That's fantastic. Unbelievable. You don't even see the joy in it.
That's the idea.
I'll just try my eye a wee bit. I don't think I could ask for better. You've fair done me proud, and my dad too. He was a brave man, but he never ever spoke about it. It was just his job, which makes it even more special.
Even more, yeah.
But he would be proud. He loved it, he definitely did. He would be over the moon. Definitely over the moon.
You've put it right for him.
Yep, that's it. Sorted. Thank you.
Hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I will do. We'll all enjoy it.
Bye-bye.
Thanks again.
See you
Bye-bye
later.
now. I got a bit teary-eyed, but that's how much it meant. My dad meant to me, and obviously the bookend represents my dad. It meant a lot. That's it. Can't say more.
With much fiddly finessing of the tiny 1920s microscope,
The clips go in there.
Richard has big hopes that his hard work has paid off.
The slide goes in. Let's get some light reflecting in the mirror. Now focus. Oh, golly, that's remarkable for such a simple, inexpensive item. You can see rather good detail. I'm well pleased with that.
This microscope inspired a thirst for knowledge across generations.
I'm really looking forward to giving this back to Alison and Alex. They're going to have such a lot of fun.
Hoping to revive that childhood curiosity, Alison and Alex.
Hello.
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 Hiya.
How you doing, Alex? You all right?
I'm very well, yeah.
How you both feeling?
Excited?
It's like it's Christmas time, isn't it?
It's like a goodie box, isn't it? What's under it?
So how many years has it been since you've been able to use it?
Alex was probably about 4 or 5, I think, but it was still fuzzy and wasn't very good.
So 3 decades.
Yeah.
God, blimey. So, might as well just show you.
Yeah, great.
Wow, look at
Bless
that.
it. Look at that. And you've managed to put the arms back on because that's where the slides go.
Yeah.
And is that a new mirror or repaired mirror? Repaired mirror.
Yeah.
Repaired mirror. Oh, wow.
So it doesn't fall out anymore.
No.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you. That's exactly how I remember it.
Yeah?
You put your slide under there with whatever you had squashed between it, and then you could focus it this way.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic.
Do you want to try it?
Yeah,
We'd
let's
love
give
to.
it a go.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant.
absolutely,
If you've
yeah.
got a slide. Yeah. So what have you got on there?
Vorticella.
There we are. Shall we have a little look?
You might be able to see something.
Oh, wow, that's really clear.
So what
Really
colour
good.
are they?
So, a Vorticella is red.
It's red, yeah. It's,
Oh,
it's been
brilliant.
stained.
Okay, so it is genuinely really good to see through there.
So much detail. Tiny little hairs, and when you look at the slide, there's nothing there.
Yeah. Can I have a go?
Yes, of course, you have a look.
That is unbelievable. Wow. No, I could see having this as a child and looking through it and being able to see things. You just like, wow.
Yeah. You look at insects and pond life, and
Yeah.
I can remember pulling hair out my dad to have a look at the root.
That explains why you didn't have much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did it a few times. But you could see so much detail. I can remember it all. It's just coming back to me now.
It does look fantastic.
It does, honestly.
Well, to keep it in good condition, got something else.
Ah.
That is what it would have come in originally.
Oh, wow, OK. Oh, God, look at that.
Oh, there it is. Oh, my goodness.
Fantastic.
I can't believe that. Thank you.
So it's had a brilliant past. What's the future hold for it now?
When you think it's gone through 4 generations now, hopefully it'll go on for another 4.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys want to get this home. Rich, do you want to get this packed up?
Yeah, OK.
OK, bye.
Goes on top. All yours.
And enjoy it.
Really coming.
OK?
Have fun.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
OK.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
That was a big trip down memory lane for me when I used to share that with my father, and he used to bring bits in from the garden. It was just a joy.
It was almost like looking at it when I was a child, and I can't wait to look at more stuff under it now we've got it fully repaired.
My father would be absolutely overjoyed to know that his little microscope had been kept, used, and is now being passed on.